excited to be here to present all the details of the new Palisade. I think is a huge understatement. I've been working on the car tirelessly for the last several years, really trying to get the best product possible into the marketplace. So first off, Palisade is going to be built at our world-renowned production plant in Ulsan, Korea. The ICE vehicles are actually just starting to ship to dealers now, and the hybrid is going to be available in fall of 2025. So I'll walk you through the dimensions and the interior volume of the Palisade. You can see here how we stack up against the competitors. Two things I want to point out is the increase in overall length and increase in overall wheelbase of 2.7 inches. That directly leads to the total interior volume for the Palisade. So on this chart, the way you look at it is all the way on the left, 161.9 is our total passenger volume for the Palisade. When you add in the cargo capacity, we get 181 inches of total interior volume. You can see we're right up there, number one, when you compare it to all the three-row SUVs in our segment, really providing that extra comfort and space for our customers. When you take a look at the interior volumes, just to look at a little bit closer on the rear packaging that I mentioned, a result of that longer wheelbase and overall length, when you take a look at the second row legroom and headroom, we're right there, class leading against some of the competitors, most of the competitors that we have in the segment. But where it really starts to get interesting is in the third row. You see we're at 32.1 inches of legroom. Headroom, we're right there, but we're kind of in the middle of the segment there. What I have in this green box of 33.6 is we actually apply power adjustable third row seats in the Palisade. And so you're able to get more legroom by adjusting the seat forward a little bit to provide more legroom and comfort for the passengers. So very unique thing to have power seats, second row and third row. I just want to point out when you compare the current Palisade to the new Palisade, it's bigger in all dimensions, first row, second row, third row. So we've really made this vehicle bigger in the exterior and interior in all dimensions. Same thing with the cargo dimensions, versatile cargo options. You have your space behind the third row, second row, and third row. We compete very well against the competitors that I'm listing here. Also, one of the things I do want to point out that's very unique with the Palisade are the cargo seat control switches. So we have that in the current Palisade, but you're able to control the second and third row controls to be able to fold them down. What's new in this new Palisade is we have the ability to also fold them up as well. You're also able to adjust the seats just to give the right combination of cargo or passenger space that you need. The other thing I mentioned about the legroom, being able to extend and adjust that legroom, you're also able to do the same thing for the cargo space. You're able to move the seat from its original position. You're able to move it 70 millimeters forward to get you up to 20.2 cubic feet of cargo volume. So really the key thing here is just the versatility and the customization that you have depending on what you need at that time. Some of the engineering highlights that we focused on, obviously, with this, the aerodynamics is a huge key for this. I think our engineers and designers really work closely together. For the Palisade drag coefficient for the new one, we're estimating 0.31, which is an improvement over the previous Palisade, and we stack up well against some of the other competitors that we have listed there. Also, from an aerodynamic styling perspective, we've optimized the bumper corners, we've optimized the rear airflow, and we've also minimized the vortex flow by designing and optimizing the roof design and then the spoiler design as well. From a cooling drag perspective, we reduced drag by about 8% by applying the active air flaps. And then also the underbody airflow, we've expanded the coverage in key areas as well. Now, obviously we keep saying Palisade, is a very family-oriented vehicle. So what we really wanted to focus on was enhancing the comfort and quietness of the cabin. So we've applied for road noise purposes, full absorbing layered carpet. You can kind of see the additional coverage that we have in the key areas. We're also applying rear quarter absorption pads as well, just to help with some of the booming noise that comes out of that. From a wind noise perspective, we're applying thicker glass in key areas like the windshield, the front door, and the tailgate. In addition to that, we're standardizing acoustic windshield and front glass, and then we also have the second row acoustic glass as well. Just another tidbit on the attention to detail that we're trying to focus on keeping the vehicle comfortable and quiet. Even on the acoustic front door glass, we applied the acoustic type glass as well. From a ride and handling perspective, really hitting on the NVH, trying to keep the vehicle comfortable and quiet. But First off, front and rear suspension to accommodate the larger size of the vehicle. We've enhanced that as well. We've also standardized rear self-loading suspension that improves ride comfort, as well as, for example, if you're towing, it's able to do that as well. So from a braking perspective, again, larger vehicle, we're applying larger brakes. And then the great thing is obviously, despite the vehicle being much larger, we've also improved the stopping distance of the new Palisade. Safety obviously is a big focus for Hyundai, so we've increased the amount of hot stamping, we've increased the steel strength, we've also optimized the body structure and reinforced key areas of the vehicle. The vehicle has 10 airbags. We're applying a new front center airbag, and also the second row, or the side curtain airbags, extend out to the third row now. Just a small tidbit, just again, hitting on the safety for all passengers. We're applying seatbelt pretensioners and load limiters in all 3 rows of the vehicle. Typically, a big rarity in this segment where you have second and third row pretensioners. And then one other thing I want to point out, I'm sure most of you are familiar with our safe exit assist system. We've enhanced that by adding, you can see in the little speaker grill, kind of a blind spot indicator. So the safe exit assist, if you're parked, parallel park and the vehicle's coming up on your blind spot, you'll today get a visual warning, or I'm sorry, an audible warning, and it'll lock the doors. Now when that light is on, it's also giving you the rear visual that it's locked and that you can't exit the vehicle. So when the light is on, it's not safe to exit the vehicle, and the vehicle's automatically locked. From a powertrain perspective, the Palisade features a standard powerful 3.5 liter V6 engine with 287 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, and with a standard towing capacity of 5,000 pounds. One of the things that we looked at, if I could draw your attention on the bottom right of that table, so these are the Palisade accessories that are purchased by our consumers. You can see the number 2 at 37%. Deals around carriers, extenders, hitches, and lifts. So one of the things that our engineers were able to do was develop a factory installed tow hitch. So this is our first for Hyundai. We're applying it standard on our XRT Pro Limited and Calligraphy trims. But as I mentioned, 5,000 pound towing capacity. But you can see all the vehicles that you're going to drive today, they all have tow hitches, but they're hidden behind the rear bumper with the cover. So really easy to access. We also have kind of a plug and play, if you will. So you could plug in the trailer wire connectors. You can see the input there. And then also we have an integrated trailer brake module as well. So the trailers with the electronic trailer brakes are able to be detected. And what happens is it kind of walks you through, the audio system walks you through kind of the step-by-step of attaching the hitch and attaching the trailer and what kind of loads you're doing. So you're able to set those things where when you plug it in, the vehicle will recognize it and you're able to do your settings as needed. The other thing I want to highlight is that number 5 tow mode. We've standardized this on all trims of the Palisade. It's a software logic that holds the gears longer so that when you're towing, you're able to have that power when needed. So the drive system that's available on all trims. And also one of the new features we've added is terrain mode on all the all-wheel drive vehicles. So mud, sand, and snow settings to just optimize the power and traction depending on the various driving conditions. Now I'll walk you through the interior amenities and technology of the new Palisade. I think this is where it really starts to shine and separate itself just because of the amount of features and amenities that we have on this vehicle. So just to highlight a few things, we have Nappa leather seating, premium soft touch materials throughout the cabin. We also have intuitive HVAC and audio controls where we have physical buttons. And so that was a big thing. We wanted to make sure to keep that safety and be able to get all your controls as needed while you're driving. Some of the technology highlights, the panoramic curved displays. We have the integrated front and rear dash cam, which I'll get into a little bit. The full display mirror comes in really handy when you've got the rear filled with passengers. Or if you've got the cargo filled to the roof, you're able to get a clear view of behind the vehicle with that digital rearview mirror. We also have a UVC sterilizer, pretty cool, because it's a family-oriented vehicle. You drop it into the center console, you press the button, you're able to sterilize your phone or other items inside there. Connectivity, obviously this is a big thing that I think a lot of manufacturers are trying to integrate into their vehicles. Smartphones, as we know, are kind of part of our lives now. So we really want to get that connection to the vehicle. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standard. We have the 100-watt USB ports that are in all rows. Digital Key 2 Premium, our digital key system has been enhanced. You could leave your key fob at home, use your smartphone or your smartwatch to enter the vehicle and start the vehicle. And also Hyundai Pay, we're expanding a lot of those features, as well as we're applying OTA software updates on the vehicle just to make sure the vehicle software is most up to date. Blue Lake Plus, this is our connected car services. For the original owners, we offer a lifetime subscription. And also digital features and services, we're expanding this platform as well, where we're gonna have certain things that you could be purchased and certain items, customizations to the vehicle. For example, one of the new things that we're launching on the Palisade is Alexa built in. So if you have your home integrated with Alexa, you're able to bring that into your vehicle as well. From a seating convenience perspective, this is obviously one of the big selling points for the vehicle. There's a lot going on this slide, but I think I did it on purpose just because I want you to imagine, you're sitting in the Palisade, whether it be in the first, second, or third row, you're really getting these creature comfort and amenities, really luxury items, if you will, on all rows. So for example, the first row, you get the power relaxation seating. You have this easy access passenger switch, comes in really handy. My wife is 5 feet tall. My kids, when they sit in the front, as soon as my wife gets in the car, she wants to adjust the seat. I can do that from her. I can do that for her on the front seat. The other thing that's really cool that I think is probably one of my favorite features is this touchscreen seat controls. So from the audio screen, you're able to adjust, you're able to fold down, you're able to slide forward, recline, put the relaxation mode, you're able to fold down the seats, all through the comfort of the front seat. You're able to just do it through the touchscreen. You can activate the ventilated seats and the heated seats. So really, for example, just user case, you're picking up the kids, picking up the friends, you got to adjust the seats. You don't have to get out of the car to adjust the other seats. You can just do it as you're sitting in the driver's seat. As you get into the second row, you also have power adjustable relaxation seats. You have that one-touch tilt walking switch. One of the unique things about the Palisade is if you look at this second row seat here, when you push the release button, the whole seat comes up. The seat bottom folds up. So what that does is if, for example, you have a car seat in there, you're able to put the seat up and crawl into the third row without having to adjust or unbuckle that car seat. So really convenient, I think, for all passengers when you get into the vehicle. And then also for the second row, we offer either captain's chairs or bench seat as an option. So really, if you're a passenger or you want that comfort level. The third row, again, this is where it gets interesting. Power adjustable seating on the third row, I think, is quite remarkable. You're able to slide forward. You get that extra ½ inch of recline and inch of legroom. I think goes a long way, especially when you're going on those long trips. We also have heated seats available on the third row, and also seating for up to 3 on that third row. The integrated dash cam, just want to go over a couple of highlights. Obviously, this is a first for Hyundai where we're integrating it into the vehicle. It's got front and rear cameras. There's no messy wires. You don't see anything hanging. You're not mounting anything on the windshield. It's a 1440, so high definition, high resolution display. The system records while you're driving, while it's parked. It has motion and impact sensors. You're able to access the footage from the head unit, the audio screen, so you can see all the settings and all the ways that you can get that. And also, it's locally stored in the vehicle, the micro SD card that's stored in the glove box. Comes with a 64 gigabyte card. You're able to upgrade it up to 512 gigabytes. And as I mentioned, it's all locally stored in the vehicle, so the customer owns the data. It's not stored on the cloud or anything like that. Some of the interior improvements, that longer wheelbase, directly attributed to us being able to improve the third row ingress and egress. The third row, Suman talked about that bold D pillar being moved to the back. Basically, the third row has a larger glass, so you're basically getting improved visibility as you're sitting into the third row. You're able to see outside. There's much more light coming in as well. Again, we keep hitting safety is a big part of us. For Hyundai, we have standard SmartSense safety suite of features that are on the Palisade, and we also have additional safety convenience items where you could add side parking sensors, but we also have the blind spot collision avoidance assist. We have blind spot view monitor, which is I think one of the customer's favorites, and also remote smart parking assist. Now, the other day I was at the grocery store getting some stuff, and saw a lady walking out with 2 kids and pushing a cart, and she's trying to get into the car and just kind of park crooked and really hard to walk by. And the first thing that came to my mind was if she had remote smart parking assist, it would be so much easier for her to get her kids in the car and get going. So really convenient, especially in this size of a vehicle. One of the things I did want to share, Palisade thinks of everyone. We do extensive internal research for the Palisade as well as some of the other competitors. Palisade overwhelmingly ranked the highest in all measurements when you look at initial impression, exterior, interior, the spec, and also when we reveal the price, you can see the Palisade really won out against the competition that we had. The interior did overwhelmingly well, really stood out, but I think the main takeaway from this was customers really appreciated the fact that we thought of everybody in the Palisade. Usually you don't want to sit in the third row. In this case, it's comfortable. I'll walk you briefly through some of the trims and the pricing that we have for the all-new Palisade. Our trim structure, our main thing was we really wanted to appeal to a broad range of customers. We wanted to give them options. We wanted to give them what needs and what meets their lifestyle. We have several trim offerings available to them depending on how their lifestyle fits. So the SE trim, I'm going to walk through very briefly on these. This is our base trim. This is our standard model. You can see all the features here, the Smart Sense safety suite, the 100-watt cables, the wireless Apple CarPlay, standard navigation, the BlueLink Plus, and all the other technology features as well. This is all standard on the Palisade. The SCL features, we have additional well-equipped items like the power tailgate, H-Tex leatherette seating. Then you walk up to the SCL convenience, there's some other items there. The premium model, this is where our SCL Premium, you start to see some of the luxury or some of the convenience items like the surround view monitor, the ventilated front and second row seats. You start to see more of those luxury features start trundling in. Now we've been hitting a lot on the XRT Pro. This is our first iteration of XRT Pro, and we basically added off-road capabilities. I think the big thing to take away here for this Palisade XRT Pro is that it was designed and built for North America market. So because of a lot of the competitors that we have in this is probably one of the more active ones. When you look at the top right, these are the competitors in the 3-row segment that offer these off-road type rugged trims in this segment. So you can see, we went over a lot of these features, but just highlighting capability, the all-terrain tires, the ELSD, the standard all-wheel drive, the increased ground clearance and approach and departure angles. We really wanted to give our customers, those adventurous types, that capability and the confidence when they're going off-road. In addition to that, for the XRT, we didn't skimp out on any of the premium features. It's got surround view monitor, it's got a unique front ground view monitoring system, it's got a sunroof blind view monitor. In addition to that, you've got heated ventilated seats, you got a Bose 14-speaker premium audio system as well. The limited features, this is probably one of my overall exterior favorite trims, just because the lower portion all around the vehicle is gloss black, so it really gives it a nice sporty kind of aggressive look to it, and it has the larger wheels as well. This is the limited trim is where you're going to start to see the power third row seats adjustable on this trim. And then as you get into the calligraphy, this is our fully loaded luxury trim with all the bells and whistles, 21-inch wheels, you've got special cladding, body color cladding. This is where you get the Napa leather seating, the dash cam, the second row power seats. You have highway driver assist 2, the head-up display. So this is our top model, top of the line, has all the bells and whistles. So exterior and interior colors, really proud. We have 10 very premium colors. I think our design color team did an awesome job on the color offerings of this vehicle. The previous Palisade had 7 colors, so we have increased that. But really just giving the customers that option of picking the combinations that they want. The interior also, we have 4 different kind of iterations of it. We have a dark and a light interior on all the trims. And then on the calligraphy trim, we have the unique beige, navy, and then also a very unique new brown color. And if you look at the furniture in here, it's all kind of shaped and coloring similar to how the Palisade's interior is. So very cool little detail that I think the team put together. And then you can see just the breakdown by trim level. You have cloth, you have leatherette seating, leather, and Napa leather as well. From a pricing perspective, the base SE trim, as I mentioned, we really wanted to focus on giving that value and a lot of content for the money to our customers. So the new Palisade, starting with the SE trim and that standard model, 8-passenger seating starts at $38,935, so under $40,000. The XRT that you guys are going to be driving today with all-wheel drive comes in a little bit under 50,000, and then the calligraphy full luxury model tops out at 54,060 for the front wheel drive model.